We're gonna film and edit an entire workout on our iPhone. Here are some tips for you. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is a special one because I'm going to share with you my top tips for filming a workout or yoga flow on your iPhone, and then on top of that I'm going to walk you through step by step how to edit the whole thing on your iPhone in iMovie, because when I was first starting my workout channel I didn't have a fancy camera, I didn't have fancy editing software, and even if I had no skills to use either one. So I just started filming and editing on my iPhone using iMovie, and I would have killed for a full tutorial like this. So hopefully this really helps you guys out, and I'll have all the timestamps and links to everything that I talk about in the description below the video. Okay, let's talk about filming. Here are some tips for you. Tip number one is to choose somewhere to film that's got a simple backdrop, like a spare room with a blank wall or your living room. Just make sure it's clean and tidy, no piles of laundry lying around, and don't be afraid to move furniture around and actually create a set just for your videos. Add some of your own style and flair with things like plants and equipment. And if you have to film outside, look for a pretty location, somewhere like the beach, or stick to something simple like a plain brick wall or your garage door, which is where I first started filming my videos, hence the name Garage Fitness Girl. Tip number two is to light your shot, or choose a location that's got good natural light. You want to make sure you're facing the light, because when the light is behind you, the backdrop will get really overexposed and then you'll actually be in shadow. Honestly, before you even think about investing in a better camera, it's way more important to invest in good audio and lighting, and I'll have links to the studio lighting and the audio that I use for my videos down in the description below. Tip number three is to change your settings. Go into your phone settings and select camera, select record video, and set that to 4K at 30 FPS, and this will just give you the best quality and highest resolution for filming. Then go down to your composition and turn on your grid, and this will help you frame the shot and make sure that it's level and not crooked. Then before you even start filming, make sure you've got enough storage space on your phone, and you can just check this by going into general and selecting iPhone storage, and that'll just show you how much space is available. Trust me, there is nothing worse than getting to the end of filming a really tough workout and realizing that half of your footage is being cut off and that you're going to have to film it all over again. It has happened to me. So just make sure you delete any unnecessary photos, videos, and apps before you hit record. Tip number four is to clean both your front and back camera. I don't know about you, but my phone is pretty disgusting and dirty. It's always got fingerprints on it or makeup, so try and get into the habit of taking your phone out and always wiping your camera down before you start using it. Tip number five is to steady your shot with a tripod. You can get a smartphone holder clamp to attach to any tripod, fairly cheap on Amazon, or when I first started, I used a cheap selfie stick that turned into a tripod. You could also lean your phone up against something and sit it on top of a stack of books or any kind of stable surface. Ultimately, you just want to eliminate any camera shake that's going to annoy your viewers or make your footage look really dodgy. Tip number six is to practice before you hit record for real. Before I film any content, whether it be on my filming camera or on my phone, I always do a test video beforehand, and this is so important because it gives you an opportunity to make sure your shot is framed correctly and to check there's nothing in the shot that shouldn't be there. I've definitely been guilty of just wanting to get on with it and just start filming, but just taking 5 minutes to do a test video beforehand has saved me from having crappy footage countless times. And finally, tip number 7 and 8 are to turn your phone on to airplane mode so you don't get any distractions, notifications, messages, messages, calls when you're filming, and then to lock your exposure by long pressing on the screen, and you'll see AE/AF lock comes up on the screen. And then you can also adjust the exposure up or down by using the slider bar to the side of the yellow square. Now it's time to move on to editing, and this video we're gonna be editing in iMovie because, like I said, this is the first editing software I use to film my content and still use for some of my work on both my phone and my computer, and it's free, which is awesome. But before we jump into iMovie, we're actually going to color correct our footage in Photos first, because in iMovie on your phone, there is basically no way to color correct. So if your footage is too dark or dull, then you'll want to adjust it here before importing your footage over onto iMovie. So open up Photos, select your footage, select Edit, Adjust, and then just adjust the settings as needed by sliding up and down. And then to see the difference between your adjustment and the footage before, just press on the setting to see the before and after, or tap on the footage itself to see the overall before and after difference with the adjustment changes you've made. The next step is to get all our assets ready for the video, and by assets I mean your countdown timer, any intro or outro clips, and any music or sound effects that you're going to use in your video. We're going to use a sound effect from iMovie, but for the music I'm going to use a track from Epidemic Sound, and I'll put a link in the description for you to do a free 30-day trial with them. And the cool thing about Epidemic is that even if you don't end up signing up with them, any of the music you download and use on your trial will actually be whitelisted, so you won't incur any copyright issues. But if you're not ready for a subscription service yet, I recommend just checking out the music in YouTube Studio, which is all copyright free and free for you to use in your videos. If you don't have a countdown timer for your video, I recommend watching my How to Add a Countdown Timer video, where I show you exactly how to create a timer for your iMovie video, and I'll put a link to that video in the description for you to check out as well. Now it's time to start editing together your final video. So let's dive in. Go into iMovie, create new project. Now I saved my workout footage and countdown timers to an album that I created, and I suggest you do the same just to make it faster for you to edit. So I'm gonna select Media, Albums, select Album, select our workout video footage, create movie, and you're just going to do your first rough cut of the video. Now, unless you're talking through your video, the first thing you're going to do is delete the audio. Select the footage, detach, the audio is selected below the footage, select delete, and the audio is deleted from the video. Now, if you've seen any of my workout videos, you know that instead of showing myself resting between sets, I like to show a big up next preview of the next exercise in the workout. And because you can't do multiple overlays in iMovie, this is probably the easiest and simplest way to create a really professional looking video. So with the footage selected, scrub through till you find your first cut, hit split, and then select the footage that you want to delete, and then continue scrubbing, splitting, and deleting as needed. Once you've finished your rough cut, you're going to create the preview slides for each exercise, which I think is really important if you're not going to talk through your video. But if you will be talking and demonstrating the move, you can skip this step and move on to the next one. For this video, we're going to cut out the rest and show the preview of the next exercise instead. To create your first preview slide, select the first exercise and hit duplicate. And don't worry about the length of any of the footage yet. We'll trim that down when we add our countdown timer, and just continue selecting and duplicating until you've done that for every exercise in the video. Once that's completed, you're going to add your countdown timers to the clips. I'm going to add a 30-second timer to the working set clips and a 10-second timer to the preview or up next clips. Select the clip you want to add your timer to, hit the plus button, albums, then select the workout timer, hit the 3 dots, pick green blue screen or picture in picture depending on what timer you're using, you can see the timer overlays onto our selected clip. And as you go along adding your timers, you're going to trim the footage or extend it as needed by splitting and deleting or selecting and dragging out with your slider bar. The next step is to add any text like up next on your preview slide and the name of the exercises on the working slide. Select the clip, T for text, select the text style. I'm selecting standard. And if you want to make any changes to the font, select the fonts and find something you like in there. And if you want a different font color, select on the circle and then tap on the 3 dots for more options like having a text shadow or having the text up for the whole duration of the clip. For the up next preview, I'm going to keep the text up for the whole 10 seconds. And for the working sets, I'm not. You can also move the text to where you want it to be on the video and decrease or increase its size by pinching and dragging. Next, you're going to add in your countdown timer beeps. Scroll to the section of your clip you want to add your beep. Select your clip, select the plus button, select audio. Assuming you don't have any sound effects of your own, we're going to use the built-in sound effects in iMovie. Select the ping sound effect because that's the one that sounds most like a beep you would hear in a workout. The sound effect gets added to your clip. I'm going to do a 3-second beep countdown on the preview slide. So I'm going to add the beep every second in time with the timer. And then on my working sets, I'm just going to add the sound at the start and end of the clip. I'm also going to increase the sound of the beeps because when I overlay the music for the video, it will drown out the sound of the beeps. Select the sound effect, select the sound icon. And I'm gonna take the sound up to 150%. Now we're so close to finishing our edit, we're just gonna fine tune a few things to make it even better. Now I'm gonna add an introduction slide so viewers know what's coming up in the workout. You could also have a talking intro, which I think is a great way for you to connect with your audience. And that's something that I do at the start of my videos. But a simple text intro is also an effective solution if you don't feel comfortable talking on camera just yet. Scroll to the start of the video, select the plus button, select backgrounds, select your color, hit the plus icon and the background drops into your video. Let's add some text, select the clip, text, and add in your description. I also have this cute little clip to start the video that I'm gonna add some text to, and then I'm also gonna add some text to the final slide in the workout as well. Now to finish it all off, you're going to add your music, select the plus button, and I have mine saved to my music. And like I said earlier, I get my music from Epidemic Sound. Select imported, select your track, and the music will overlay on the video. I'm going to fade this track in so it gets loud right when we're about to start working out. Select the track, select fade, and just drag the arrow to where you want it to get the loudest in the video. Now let's take a look back over our video. I'm so happy with that. I think it looks so good and so professional, and best of all, I did it all on my phone with no fancy camera or software. I hope you loved this video, guys. If you did, make sure to give it a like, give it a big thumbs up, and drop me a comment below and let me know if you learned something new from this video and what it was. I would love to know. And then check out this video here so you can get more tips and tricks to help you up-level your fitness business using YouTube. Until next time, take care.